President Trump took a trip to tour the devastation of the Pacific Palisades in California, and he came out swinging against woke Democrats. Trump calls out Democrat Mayor Karen Bass on live TV over disgraceful delays in wildfire recovery. President Donald Trump called out Mayor Karen Bass for the city's sluggish response in allowing evacuated residents to return and rebuild their homes after the devastating wildfires. Trump's visit to Los Angeles came shortly after his inauguration. Despite Mayor Bass's warm welcome and promises of expedited action, President Trump, the President of the United States, quickly pointed out the mismatch between the city's public assurances and the grim reality shared by the local residents. During the press conference, Trump's approach was straightforward and assertive, as he confronted Mayor Bass with reports from homeowners stating they had been told a prohibitive wait of 18 months before they could start rebuilding or even picking up the devastation and the destruction and the trash on their own land that has been burned down. Mayor Bass attempted to assure President Trump that the extensive delays were not part of the city's recovery plan. Despite reassurances from Mayor Bass, Trump remained skeptical, citing concerns from numerous homeowners eager to rebuild but frustrated by bureaucratic delays. During the discussion, a homeowner interjected, highlighting the discrepancy between what was communicated to them and the Bass current statements. The woke mayor reiterated her commitment to speeding up the recovery efforts, but her reassurances seemed to fall short of Trump's expectations.
And the number one thing that we are going to do immediately, and you will see this happen, is to clear out the debris. And you know, we're concerned right now over the weekend because of the potential rain, but we are going to move as fast as we can, but we want you to be safe, and we want you to be back in your homes immediately.
But the people are willing to clean out their own debris. It doesn't cost a lot.
Yes, and they can.
You should let them do it, because by the time you hire contractors, it's going to be 2 years.
If a family...
The people are willing to get a dumpster and do it themselves and clean it out.
And they can.
There's not that much left. It's all incinerated.
That's right.
And, you know, it's just going to take a long time if you do. You can do some of it, but a lot of these people, I know that guy right there that's talking. I know my people. You'll be on that thing tonight, throwing the stuff away, and your site it'll look perfect within 24 hours, and that's what he wants to do. He doesn't want to wait around for 7 months till the city hires some demolition contract that's going to charge him $25,000 to do his lot. Yeah. I think you have emergency powers just like I do, and I'm exercising my emergency powers. You have to exercise them also.
I did exercise them.
Because you have a very powerful emergency power, and you can do everything within 24 hours.
Yes. And if individuals want to clear out their property, they can. Well, yes, but you know that you will be able to go back soon.
Mr. President.
We think within a week.
That's a long time, a week. I'll be honest. To me, everyone's standing in front of their house. They want to go to work, and they're not allowed to do it.
And the most important thing is for people to be safe.
They're safe. They're safe. You know what? They're not safe. They're not safe now. They're going to be much safer. A week is actually a long time, the way I look at it. I watched hundreds of people standing in front of their lots, and they're not allowed to go in. It's all burned. It's gone. It's done. Nothing's going to happen to it. It's not going to burn anymore. There's nothing to burn. There's almost nothing to burn. And they want to go in. The people are all over the place. They're standing, and I say, why aren't you going in? We're trying to get a permit. And the permit's going to take them, everybody said 18 months. You said 18 months. You said 18 months.
That was last night.
And that was last night.
On that.
We can't even see our homes right now. We are blocked from entering our streets. Right. We can't even. This is our first time we saw our house. It was yesterday.
Doesn't it feel great to have a president again, speaking for the people, we the people, on behalf of the people, opposing these tyrants? Mayor Karen Bass wants for you to wait for her permission for you to not only rebuild your house if you've been devastated by the Pacific Palisades fire in California. No. You need to wait for permission just to even pick up the trash.
We include in any disaster relief
items which will prevent it or at least mitigate it from happening again. So you're going to see us proposing both of those.
Like water. Little things like water. You know, the party of common sense. See, we're the party of common sense. You're not, in all fairness.
Yes, sir.
We like water to put out fires. It's really quite efficient. All right.
We are so back.
You know, first we have to take care of, to make sure that there's not getting rid of the hazardous waste, cleaning things up so that people can start right away. And just like you said, if somebody their house was destroyed and they're going to rebuild essentially the same, maybe a little bit longer, a little bit higher, they really shouldn't have to go through much of a process. So I want you to know that we are expediting that. We absolutely need your help. We need the federal help. You're a builder.
You got it. I told you. You will have no permit problem. There will be zero delay. And as far as I'm concerned, you already have the permits.
And the resource.
I am more worried because I met at least 8 groups of homeowners, and I'm much more worried about the fact that they said it's 18 months exactly, and they were devastated. They want to start now. They want to start removing things. They're not allowed to do it now. And you mentioned hazardous waste. Well, the hazardous waste. What's hazardous waste? I mean, you're going to have to define that. We're going to go through a whole series of questions on determining what's hazardous.
Nope.
I just think you have to allow the people to go on their site and start the process tonight.
And we will.
Okay, good.
You can come back and check.
This is what America voted for. A president that takes no BS. Let's just be honest here. And in this situation where people have died, thousands of people have lost their homes, and you had the woke mayor in Africa while it was all going down, now she's acting like she cares. Now she's acting like she's got it all under control when they cut millions and millions of dollars of fire prevention funding for the Los Angeles Fire Department that could have prevented all of this. And somehow they're pinning all of this on Trump when he shows up to a press conference in California to actually provide some help to the people of California. It's his fault? He's the one that has to act? No. Woke Mayor Karen Bass should be fired at the least. President Trump also absolutely destroyed Democrat Representative Brad Sherman in a fiery spat over FEMA. President Donald Trump dismantled Democrat Representative Brad Sherman's defense of FEMA, arguing that state governments, not federal bureaucracy, should take matters into their own hands rather than waiting for federal incompetence. We need to check this guy's hard drive.
Mr. President, if I can just defend FEMA a little bit.
Yeah.
They brought thousands of people in. I don't know how they're doing in other states. They're doing a good job for us here. They've got a huge center that's open from 9 in the morning till 8 at night. But also, when you have a disaster this size, you need to be able to deploy thousands of people, which they've been able to do. Now, California, if we did it on our own, maybe we'd have thousands of people.
You do.
But if Rhode Island has a Palisades disaster, are they then supposed to keep?
How many people do you have in California? 36? How many million? How many million people do you have?
But
you have 40 million people. You're not going to get a few thousand people? The problem with FEMA is they come from all over the country. They end up in arguments with your people from California because they want to do it a totally different way. And I can live either way, but you haven't gotten very much done with FEMA and all you have to do is look at North Carolina. It's one of the great disasters of all time.
And Mr. President, you can't have Rhode Island maintain a staff of thousands and thousands of people waiting to see if they have a disaster.
You know who came in and fixed North Carolina or the process? Other states, people from all over the country came. And you have the same thing. You have a lot of people from all over the country. Getting the people is not a problem. Getting the organization's a big problem. FEMA's incompetently run, and it costs about 3 times more than it should cost.
I'm hoping
we can spend money on schools instead of giving money to bureaucracy. It takes you so much longer.
Mr. President,
it takes you so much longer
FEMA for helping our people.
FEMA has a standard, Brad, and I'm a builder. I was a very good builder. FEMA has a standard that's so slow. They want permit on permit on permit, and then they want permits on top of that. If you use FEMA, you'll be here for a long time. What I'm saying is get the city, get the state to give you immediate 24-hour permits. These people are going to build their own homes. They're going to get them built fast. How many of the people, could I ask you one question? How many of the people, what are people going to do for financing? What are people going to do? How many people can build a home, a percentage-wise, like where they don't have to go out and get funds? Some people are just not going to be able to rebuild their home because they have a beautiful home, but they don't have cash, right? So what are people looking to do in that case? You're going to have a big percentage, I would assume, Brad, like that. What are they going to do? Go ahead.
Mr. President, without your help, they're only going to get $43,000 from the federal government, even if they have a half
Well,
million dollar
you did
uninsured
something,
loss.
Brad, where every insurance company in the country left California. That's why you have no insurance, because you made it so impossible. People that think like you made it so impossible. And
Brad, me?
Yes, people like you, bureaucrats, wastes of air and space that just want to hear themselves talk all day rather than get anything done to help the people of your state.
every
Mr.
insurance
President,
company.
I don't know what
I'll
you
tell
know
you this,
about my thinking.
I've never seen a state where almost nobody has insurance. And I said, what happened? And they said like 6 months ago they all left, and 2 years ago they had different quadrants, but they left. And you have very little insurance here. I mean, I've never seen anything like it.
We had a lot of insurance companies pull out, but I have no
And
idea.
the insurance companies actually have been warning you. Now, I'm not a big fan of insurance companies, okay? They have their big drawbacks too, but the insurance company, I read the papers very well, and they've been warning California for a long time. They've also been saying, we want water. You don't have water. You're supposed to get fire insurance. And the insurance company goes, you don't have any water in your fire hydrants. So it's a tough situation. I'm not a big fan of insurance companies. I get that.
They're pulling out of Florida
Brad,
as
you
well.
lost your insurance company 6 months ago because the state wouldn't give them what they had to have.
Voice of the people, for the people, especially in an instance like this. That's why so many people were not only clapping and cheering along inside of that room, but across the entire nation as they watched this unfold live. Donald Trump laying down the gauntlet on Karen Bass and this Democrat that thought he could step up to President Donald J. Trump, and Trump made an example out of him on our behalf. My name is Drew Hernandez for the Gateway Pundit, and you have been on watch with Drew Hernandez. I'll see you guys on the next one.